So we left with the question. Sorry, I've been distracted.
What made him realize that this
what's made him realize
the,
that this was the place to stop? So we certainly have the concept that all of the places that the forefathers actually stop at, we have the concept in Judaism of time as something that is in a spiral, so that at the same season of year you're going to feel the same way, you're going to have the same influence. Similarly, as the Avot are going through the land, they are feeling the influence of that place on future times. They are going to say, this place is going to be something that is good is going to happen, or something that is bad is going to happen, and they are sometimes preparing the way, sometimes mourning events, sometimes preparing for other things that might happen, and sometimes just celebrating what is going to happen there in the future. So they feel influences or resonances, or however you want to say, you want to define
precursor to intuition, but in a spiritual sense. They're really almost seeing in their mind what it will be.
So Jacob is going around and he's planting all sorts of trees because he knows they're going to need trees later on to build the Mishkan, and they need years to grow. So he's going to plant trees because he knows that they're going to need to use those trees later on. That's perhaps the most concrete example.
Okay.
So the most mahogany example, I don't know. All right. We're getting silly tonight. So as we read through the sentence, we're going to notice how that word ad is going to be sort of a change in sort of an aimless wandering without an ability to influence into a completely different situation where there is the ability to influence. And the Canaanite is going to be sort of standing there alone, sort of, out of place, not really where he's supposed to be. He's not going to be connected to the land at all by the way that the notes physically separate him out from the land. Vayavor Avram ba'aretz ad mekom shechem ad Elon Mareh Yaakov az ba'aretz. So hopefully we saw what the notes did to the word ad. So that's where there's this turning point, and the Canaanite is sitting there, and he's the land being 2 words away from him is about as far as you can have the notes place it away from him as it is, because it's not legitimately his. He just happens to be hanging around. And I think that story is told by the way that it's translated, that it's sung. Do we have another sentence in us, or are we getting a little silly tonight?
I'll follow.
I think we'll call it at this. We have one more next week before you go, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Do we have somebody who can man the